about it, yeah. Well, I like that. I see you brought the good looking one, too. That's sweet. I had to comb my hair yet, so.
Thanks for taking a minute to talk with me.
No problem.
This 9th album, personally, it's one of my favorites.
Thank you.
With this album, how has it helped you in the healing process with this past year? You know, from personal experience, you know, dealing with loss, and has it helped you in that sense?
Maybe. I don't think that I've avoided dealing with any things like losing my mom. I think that I just know I need to be strong for my dad. I wanted to impress him. I wanted to show him what I was made of, and myself. I wanted to prove that I wasn't going to falter in the face of mortality. And then it brought it back to where it all began in some way. 15 has always been my number because my birthday is January 5th of 1969, and 1996 was when I said making Antichrist Superstar, this was going to be the beginning of me trying to use music to bring about the end of the world. And part of that may have been creative and lofty or arrogant or crazy, but it's strange when I see Jonathan Davis, and he and I spent a lot of time together back in that year, and then 15 years later I run into Billy Corgan at tour with Smashing Pumpkins this summer, and 2015 I met him at XV. So it couldn't be more of a perfect year. Last year was the building up. So I'd say last year was a good year. This year's going to be a better year.
I've always personally wondered, how do you decide your set list with such a massive amount of music to choose from?
Well, for today's show, we have to cut our set list in half, because we usually play about an hour and a half. But it's tougher, I guess, choosing when you're doing your own show, because your own show, you're really sort of painting an exact portrait of what you want to the best of your ability. And a festival, it's more adapting to potentially a hostile environment or an environment of fans of other music that you want to win over, or at least show them who you are. So I usually just tend to pick the songs I think represent me the most, and not musically the most. I try to just imagine myself in the audience if I wasn't me, and that's the benefit of having multiple personalities, that you can do that. When I go to a concert, I don't want to hear only new songs, you know, and a lot of, you know, people, you go to see a band that's had more than one record out, and they get a hard-on for playing the new album. Now, I open with a new song, but I think if you want people to listen to your new album, you give them a little bit of the new album, and then you present them with what led you to that album. So it's sort of giving them your resume, in a sense. But I'm not applying for a job. I already got a job, kicking people's asses.
But I think what's really cool with this album, too, is you have a few acoustic songs at the end. It's cool that, you know, regardless of what genre of music you're in, you can take it and put it into acoustic. What was kind of your inspiration?
Well, we did that, and I had a hard time picking which one I wanted, so I said put them both on the record.
Thank you very much for doing that.
You're welcome.
I love it.
It started with, you know, just sitting down in a room when we were making the record. The songs would start that way, and just tap my foot, and just, you know. If you can do songs that way, and I just put up a microphone because I learned to find my voice on this record in a different way, because it's very odd. The guy who mixed it, he's won like 5 Latin Grammys that day that we were mixing. I believe it was the first mix. It was the 3rd day of a 7-day binge. He asked me, hey, do you believe in deja vus? We started talking about deja vus and time, and the relevance of time, and what different planes of existence, and some strange stuff, but just casually. And then he said, you know, I used to be an astrophysicist, and he quit. So he was telling me this now. He goes, I want to show you something. So he brings me over to this square thing. It was about the size of your iPad, and it was audio readout. You've probably seen these before. When you run sound through it, it's green, and there's 4 quadrants, imagine. And in the center is where my voice is. And he's just running only my voice through it. He said, I want you to watch this. A normal singer's voice might have 1 or 2 different frequencies or notes coming out of it at the same time. He said, then some legendary singers have distinctive voices, might have 3. And he plays before the rain. He said, you have 5. And he goes, I've never seen that before. My voice is singing, and it starts to form a star, and it literally forms a pentagram. I mean, not like seeing Jesus in French toast or something. It really made a pentagram, and I filmed it. He goes, this is empirical proof that you're the devil. So apparently I have 5 tones that come out of my voice. He said you can't be auto-tuned if you want to.
That's
If you ask me how I got that, I don't know. Maybe I never smoked. Maybe Jack Daniels might have had some effect on it early on.
Yeah.
But I think it was also that I found a part of my voice because this record is in different keys than my other albums. It's the blues, and the blues is what it all came from, and the crossroads. And I was just at Graceland the day before yesterday, which was amazing. And I shot a movie in Tulsa. And there was one scene off of Route 66, which I didn't know was my mom and dad's favorite road trip when I was a baby. So it's been everything I think is spiraling into a certain something is building. I think we'll know when we get there. But that's the thrill of it, not knowing, getting to the top of the roller coaster.
Well, thank you very much for taking the time to talk with me, and appreciate it. Thank you very much.